Hey, this is John Carlos, and I'm here with a look at the Star Wars Black Series action figure of Cassian Andor from Rogue One. I'm excited about this figure and this character for one simple reason: Diego Luna. I think he's a fantastic actor, and I'm excited to see him join the Star Wars universe. Before we get into this, just the figure came packaged with his arm rotated, so we'll just adjust that. And there we go. Now we're ready to review. This is a really strong sculpt as far as the outfit and the textures and the details to capture all that. Really, really strong work. You see he's got kind of thick pants compared to the width of his boot. Yeah, they are kind of puffy pants with a big jacket. I like the sculpt of the fur lining. And the paint, for the most part on this, is pretty solid. We can go in for a closer look, and we can take a look at some of the good and bad paint. Nothing drastic, but the paint on the goggles is kind of sloppy. It isn't the most masterful strokes with the brush, but it's gloppy, but it gets the job done. The rest of it, though, is pretty good as far as the strap going around the top of the headpiece, the little blue strap hanging down, the fur of the collar, and then the silver gack on the side. Also, the paint on the sleeve is really good. In fact, paint on the rest of the figure is really strong. I'm just kind of complaining about those goggles. The silver right there is really clean against the stripe going down the side. The red and black is really clean against the gloves there. The belt, the silver right here on the belt buckle, the stripe going down the side, it's all very well done. You can see the paint of the brown and the silver there on the back. Really clean stuff. The sculpt here is good too. I love the texture of his pants and the wrinkling of them. And the silver paint on the boots is really well done. Really good little silver paint all over this figure. But I love the sculpting of his outfit. I love the way it bunches at the belt line there. So there's sculpted wrinkling there at the bunch, and that's good. The collar looks good. The little paint right there on the glove looks good. And the sculpt of his helmet looks good. I love the fabrics on this. Now this helmet's also removable, so you can get a look at Diego Luna's head. And I think it's a pretty good sculpt. You know, something about the Black Series, they've gotten a little lazy with some of their figures lately. I didn't think Jyn was that amazing. The last Luke from A New Hope was pretty awful. This is okay. You can kind of see the sculpt of what's supposed to be Cassian there. I think the sculpt of his hair is fantastic. That's the best thing about this, is that the hair is very well sculpted and very well painted. It follows it really good. And I think they did a pretty good job with his scruffiness on his jawline, and the goatee looks decent, but there's not much of a likeness there. But still, the mouth line is sculpted well enough. You get it, it's good enough. Now this figure comes with a few accessories, including one of the smaller blasters, a little pistol, looks awesome. I like the paint on it. And then one of the bigger blasters as well. There's no paint to speak of on this one, but it does look really cool. Now the strap on the holster does lift up, and you can put the blaster into the holster, and the strap does manage to fit into the plug and stay. I love when the stuff does the stuff it's supposed to do. Articulation on this figure is the usual Black Series articulation: double knee joint, hinged ankle with a swiveling ankle that helps stabilize. There is a not mid thigh cut, right at the ball joint there is a cut. It's a little tight, but it is there at the ball jointed legs. Mid-torso cut, does pivot side to side a bit. The ball hinge shoulders, the ball swiveling elbow, and then you've got the swiveling wrist. Right hand hinges up and down, left hand hinges side to side. Ball jointed head and ball joint at the top of the neck. All the usual stuff that you would expect, and I dig it. It looks good. It's a really solid sculpt. Paint job is pretty good. I really dig all the details on the costume. Yeah, there's not much else to say. I dig the Cassian figure. I think he looks good on the shelf. I'm a big fan of how this turned out. I love it. So thanks for watching, everybody. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff.